Regarding the geologic hazards, there is, unfortunately, another threat that is developing. This slide illustrates the effect of fire on soil profiles and how fire creates a new level of hazard. I know we're all weary of threats to our safety and security in this year 2020 that has already presented us with unprecedented levels of challenge. But now we have a different and increased hazard that's a result of the fire activity. The slide at the left illustrates a pre-fire normal condition with vegetation, bugs, leaf litter, topsoil, a condition where rainfall is absorbed. The middle slide shows what happens when the fire occurs. It destroys all the carbon-rich trees and vegetation, essentially cooks the material both above and below ground, leaves ash, and it leaves a condition, which is shown at the far right, where the dirt has lost its porosity, lost its ability to absorb and hold water, and rainfall, even on the order of a 1/4 inch in a 15-minute time interval, can in some locations create runoff in larger volumes than had occurred before the fire. So that means that ash, loose soil, rocks, other material can flow downslope at a high velocity and impact things in its path, including structures. So this hazard exists in some areas within the burn area, and even in some areas nearby outside of the burn area. There was a watershed emergency response team called WERT. That's a multi-agency post-fire hazard assessment team that includes ClaFire, both the US and California Geological Survey, and other professionals. And they've completed a preliminary report, which the county geologist and others are further refining in order to characterize this debris flow landslide hazard. And that's, this increased level of hazard is one of the reasons for why in some areas we are going to require that rebuild sites check in with the county geologist and screening information to get the status of their site with regard to this hazard.
Good afternoon, Chair Caput, Supervisors Ian Larkin, CalFire, County Fire Chief. I just wanted to thank Ms. Malloy for her report. This is a very sensitive topic. A lot of homes have been destroyed in a lot of areas of the county that have very trouble areas where they're on steep slopes or have very questionable road systems that move into there. So this is a very, very serious topic that we have to address. And I think first and foremost, we have to look at the safety of our communities when we're dealing with this. As it was mentioned in the report, we have the potential for debris flows in many areas of the fire due to our steep drainages and our mountainous terrain that we have. Along with our geological anomalies we have here, we have many faults that run through the county, and that that adds to the trouble of the potential for debris flows. So, I think the temporary allowing of homes or tiny homes or temporary homes in some of these areas is going to be very questionable, and we have to look out for that safety. A debris flow is something that you really can't plan for. The only planning you can do for it is to get people out of its way. It's not something you can stop. It's not something that you can temper. It's going to happen, and when it does happen, it's instantaneous and it's dangerous. Example is in Montecito after the Thomas fire. In 2019. That had no warning. They planned the best they could for it. They tried to get people out of its way, but it still was destructive and it killed a lot of people. So I just want to say that our approach to this is for the safety of the communities. And I think, I can't speak for all my fire partners in the county, but I know from my perspective, our immediate concern is for the safety and concern of the citizens of the county. So when we look at these approaches, we're looking at from that aspect first. And we are, as I said before, looking at the potential for individual concerns related to certain roads. And the statement of roads having to be 20 foot wide and paved is not the case. They actually have to meet a certain standard, and it's based on a slope and what kind of surface it has to have on it. So those will all be discussed as we move forward in our discussions with planning and building throughout the county. So I just wanted to reiterate our first and foremost concerns are the safety of the citizens. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.